What's up, guys?
So, Mike? JB, I don't know if you can see it. So it's going to be side by side of our personnel, pro personnel rankings, and then coaches rankings. So, Coach. Morning. All right, guys. Good morning. Coaches, really appreciate all your work getting these guys ranked, put in position. So we're going to go over, similar to last year, go over to each position group, how they rank within our division, within our conference. And look, the main thing is, we find the guys that fit us. Our mentality, they love football, consistently competitive. We're going to go over everything from what we know about these guys, from talking to other sources around the league. So they're going to know about how they fit in the locker room from the people we've talked to, and then go over their durability as well. Next up, we got guards. All right, Coach, your first guard's Lakin.
All right, Lakin. Lakin, the left guard, excellent body type, athleticism. He has excellent first step quickness, suddenness, explosion. He can get to all targets, consistently affects defenders on arrival. He's productive at all three levels, works well in combos. His pro skills are good overall, gets to all set points. I thought he showed really good lateral range, change of direction. Thought he's a physical player, plays hard, smart and aware, gets a lot of knockdowns. He had the most knockdowns of the group that I saw, and has an excellent durability record. And I thought he would definitely upgrade us as a starting guard. That type of thing. So.
You think he could be that spark guy that you're referring to?
He is a spark guy because he's out there every single day. First practice of OTAs to the last game of the season, he will not miss a practice. And he doesn't. He just said on the durability, it's A+.
Works at it.
And he's working, and the guys like him.
Greg?
No, we had him, as you see, top ranked guy too, A-graded player. All the things you said, echo all of them. I think the one game that sticks out to me was against Indy when Trent didn't play. I thought it was one of his best games. This dude was awesome in that game. He just has more finish, more nasty, and obviously his durability is A+ to give him the nod over Scherf, just overall.
He's
very competitive, yes.
Going against Aaron for the last 5 years, and he believes he can take Aaron down every single time.
Yeah.
And it's not fake. And he's not gonna really talk about it, but he'll get a little maybe emotional on a Sunday,
That's the one place he would show up differently. We got like game days. Wired.
It just needs a guy or two in the room that does things the right way, and they bring that mindset, and then it just feeds to the rest of the guys. But all it takes is one good one.
Let me throw a curve.
As the 2022 offseason rolls on, the Jets are zeroing in on game changers on both sides of the ball. While building a champion is always the goal, the process to reach the pinnacle of the sport is much more than the transformation of the roster.
I think that Robert Saleh's energy is just contagious, and that is such an important part of building a winner.
In terms of the progress all of you have made, every single person in here has gotten at least a little bit better. All right, how can you guys get it together so we're hitting on all cylinders come Sunday, so when a team walks onto the field with us, it's an absolute ass whooping?
You look at coaches and matching a coach with the players, with the city. I think Coach Saleh is just a great fit. It's energy that he brings each and every day to that team. Well, I think that is contagious when you get that from your head coach.
One last great day. Double B. Have a great day today, my man. One last great one.
Robert's known for the way his players respond. You could just see the intensity he has, and you could see how his players have responded to him.
Hey, great job. Come on, all right, keep
When it's not going well, if you show up in front of a group of men and you're not consistent with your message and you seem rattled, the players are going to feel that.
I think it goes back to our overall messaging. Like, obviously, everything we do is to win football games, everything, and so we should be pissed off about that. But at the same time, we've got a young group that's come a long way this season.
I think these guys bought into Salah's message really well.
For him to be, again, consistent with his message and watch the players continue the battle, it was fun to watch.
You know, he's a leader of men, and he stands up there and, you know, a guy that gets along with everybody. He's real positive in his messaging all the time. And that foundation with the players buying in, you know, this team's going to be looking up, I think.
I'm so proud of all of you. But you got it. Appreciate that.
Hey, enjoy this one. Enjoy this one.
He knows who he wants to be, he knows who he is, and he knows what he wants around him, and now that's unshakable.
The way that he carries himself and the way that he is so invested in this team, you can see it.
You know, Salah did a great job of coming in and establishing what he wanted to establish, and they bought in and played for him.
Although the record wasn't what we wanted it to be, I felt like there was a lot of steps forward as far as creating the culture here that's going to create a winner.
Well, it is the new regime that should give people hope. That is the hope, right? Because Robert Saleh is that kind of guy.
The results don't match up with the confidence inside the building. I think everyone knows we're building something.
Lighting up the biggest stage and creating a winning culture starts with belief and buy-in from everybody in the building.
You know, we went to the Super Bowl in San Francisco, and our defense was one of the top defenses in the league. You know, people saw the emotion and the passion that he had on the sidelines, and so everyone thinks that's kind of how Salah is all the time. And you know, he's a passionate guy, but he's calm and collected, you know, in the building. His whole thing is relationships, you know. It's something I've learned through him. You know, scheme is all great, and having great players is great, but having those relationships and building that with those guys is really what gets those guys to the next level. Everyone wants the satisfaction in the win now type mentality, and that's never going to change. The league's not going to wait for anybody. You got to have that urgency to work to win now, but you got to do it the right way. We've made some great additions in year one, and I think we made some great additions in year two with free agency. Maybe not the biggest splash ones, but at the same time we made the right ones for our team and for our culture and for our locker room, and real excited to get on the grass with these guys.
How are you guys?
Can you say hi? This is my wife, Lauren.
Hi.
You take my hat.
Nice to meet
You take my hat. How was your day? You had a good day? So this is Addie and that's Wes. You dunk? There it is. Ooh, we brought it down. It's usually Mom and I lose about 20-12 every night. We have a lot of goaltends, but they don't know that yet. So you gonna D me up? How do you say it? Oh, first shot, 3. So when you move around a lot, you know, you got to stay pretty connected as a family. And when we're home, we just try to do whatever they want to do. Take a shot. Oh, good dunk, dude. Ah, there you go. All right, 10-5, halftime. We always go to 20 though, right? You got to take a little halftime break.
When he comes home, he is home. And he doesn't ever really bring work back. We just kind of sit and enjoy time, and that's kind of what keeps us grounded. And through how crazy it can get, this is what we do.
She probably would like to know more about what happens at work.
He usually doesn't tell me.
The last thing I sometimes want to talk about, good or bad.
Okay, Addie, you gotta measure this out here. Okay. We need 6 tablespoons of lemon. Can you hold this?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's been an awesome off-season to be together and have this time, but now it's like after the craziness of the last season, we're just really excited to start this new one, and obviously excited to get new players. So yeah, we're excited.
What is your favorite food?
My favorite food is dad's steak.
Dad's steak. On the grill, right? Yeah. Doesn't matter where we go in New York City. She will not admit that a steak is better than what Daddy can make on the grill. So,
While adding ingredients to what hopes to be a winning recipe, the Jets are looking to cook with gas under the second-year offensive coordinator.
Coming up, always trying to prove himself, having that chip on his shoulder, and he's one of the best coaches I've been
A little throwback to Carter, looking for room, and he's got the first down. Hats off to Mike LaFleur. I mean, what a call.
White takes the snap, gives to Moore. It's a reverse. Mike White wide open. They'll throw it to him. He's got it. Jamison Crowder finds Mike White for 2.
He is still not even scratched the surface of where I think he's going to go with regards to really taking what he's learned and morphing this into his system.
Caught it about the 25, and it's a throwback hook and ladder. Braxton Berrios has it. He takes off to the 40, out to the 42-yard line. Wow! The Jets just execute a hook and ladder.
His climb up the coaching ladder has been fast and furious, leaving little time for reflection every step along the way.
yeah, no, it's just a little bit of everywhere we've been, where we've coached. This is where Lauren and I went to school. It's a small school in the west suburbs of Chicago. And then got in with Cleveland for a year in 14 when Kyle Shanahan got there for a year. Went to Atlanta for the 2 years and got to the Super Bowl that second year and got to coach with my brother for 2 years. So that was obviously as memorable as it gets. Spent the 4 years out in San Francisco, and here we are in New York, trying to do the exact same thing we did the last 2 stops. So, kind of looking at it, just like thinking about it now, like it's been pretty fortunate, just with amazing players, amazing coaches. I've been around some really, really successful people in this business. It's actually kind of crazy thinking about it. All right, let's caging these up. So Sala likes to joke. Sala likes to grill as well, likes to grill, cook. But he wants me to start a show called Cooking with the Coach. I don't think we're there yet, though. So. Oh, there we go. So the secret is if you go into a restaurant, they'll go to 125. If you Google search it, they tell you 145, and that absolutely kills salmon. So I always try to get it right to about 125. There's so many variables with football. The biggest thing you can do is when crap hits the fan, you got to stay true to yourself. You got to stay loyal to your staff and never waver on that, and you just got to keep reminding yourself that you're in this all together. Again, that's what I loved about the league is I truly believe there's very little ego. When you get into a building, the main goal is to be the best you can be on Sundays and putting in all that work Monday through Saturday. And so, the ups and downs are going to be real, and you got to stick with your, with who you are as a person and have each other's back for sure. There's another thing that Old Brick said in Atlanta one time. He said, "You feed my family, I'll feed yours." And it's like, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that we're successful and your family is well fed. And that always kind of stuck with me. That's like it's bigger than just me. It's bigger than just my family. It's about the Jets. That's all that matters. I don't care where I've been. I don't care what could come next. It's about providing for my family and doing whatever I can to make sure our players and coaches have the best after that. The results will speak for themselves if you truly believe that and you just kind of bring that same mentality. Everyone's like, "What, you want to be a head coach? I don't really care. I want to be the best offensive coordinator I can be right now, and everything else will fall into place if we can do that." So we got the dinner bell for Mom getting sick of yelling, saying it's dinner time, and we did this once, and they just absolutely started running right to the dinner table. We'll see if it works right now, but.
West.
Wes, where were you born?
Georgia.
The NFL offseason signals the ringing in of a new league year. Free agency is fast approaching, but first, the draft process reaches a critical stage in America's heartland.
Yeah, so this is what we call our formal interview room, and we'll get the chance to talk to 45 players in here that we've pre-selected. So we'll have about 18 minutes on the clock for each. They keep here, and we'll get a chance to talk to them about, their football background, film from this year, both positive and negative plays, and any other pertinent things that apply to them as people. Yeah, so when the player comes in, the first thing we'll do is just get to know them a little bit, talk about some of their pertinent history, and then we're going to try to get right into the film. So we're going to try to focus on getting to know more about that player's scheme, how they were used within that scheme, and just have them talk football.
It's been good because of the interaction and the FaceTime that we get with everybody, because you get to feel the players so much more. From an interaction standpoint, you get to hear their story, see what they know about football, how they can explain things concept-wise. It's cool to really be back and see them compete on the field too, because having to do everything virtually and then just being able to go to pro days, it's easier when you have everybody in one spot, top 320 plus players in the country.
There's definitely direction and positivity, but who are we getting? Who are the Jets' big targets and the likelihood that they come? Who are we getting?
I said this before, but every time I walk in the building, every time I step foot into Lucas Oil, there's pressure that comes, inherent pressure that comes with this job, and you're always thinking about getting this organization better. And like I said, when I talked to you guys after the season, 4 wins, it's not good enough, and so we have a lot of work to do. I feel like we approached this offseason with the same intensity and focus that we approached last offseason. So this is my 3rd offseason and second offseason to work with Coach Solid and staff, and the work that we've done last year, the work that we've done leading up to this offseason. There's been a lot of trust, and so I'm just excited to get this thing going. I can't wait for the start of the league year.
It's great when everybody's on board and sees it the same way. Then you can start building it the way we've done, and hopefully we can continue to do that. If you're picking that high, obviously you didn't have as successful of a season as you wanted, but we made a great trade, we feel like, or a valuable trade, to be able to attain those picks from Seattle that have set us up in a position to be able to go get a high caliber player in the top 10. So we're going to continue to add the depth and high-end level talent that's going to help us on the top end of our roster.
I think every aspect of this event, the Combine here, is important to us to be able to figure out how well these players have prepared themselves and what they can show us. And yeah, there's a lot to do, there's a lot to accomplish in a short period of time. There are so many different players that we need to learn more about coming out of the fall.
How much of a priority will it be for you guys to add more weapons for the development of Zach Wilson?
I think there's a lot of ways that we can help our young quarterback. Obviously, one avenue to help the quarterback is playmakers, right? It's the weapons, it's the wide receivers, it's the tight ends, it's the backs, but there's also the other ways to help it, which is a good solid defense to get him the ball back as often as he can.
We've been always trying to look to the future and then also trying to upgrade the team in the moment. So we've been able to do that through free agency with having cap space. We've built, obtained a bunch of picks to help us and put some young guys on the team and raise the level of competition. And you can do that with more chances you get, more opportunities to hit with the number of draft picks. And so, the way we've got it situated this year with the number of picks, how high they are in the draft, it's going to be a good thing for us.
How do you weigh getting a player from at a skill position that can help Zach right now as a veteran or something like that compared to somebody that you draft that maybe you're not going to get the best out of that player for 2 or 3 years?
You know, pro scouting gives you that opportunity where you're really seeing them, like I said, apples to apples. So there is a little bit more certainty when you're talking about the pro player market versus the draft market, and so I think that's why you see volatility in the draft. But again, like I said earlier, if the right opportunity presents itself in the trade market, we're ready to strike.
Can you describe the hunger of this staff to build a champion here in New York?
Yeah, it's hard to describe in words because you can feel it from them every day. Like, they all have passion, they all have energy, they all have love of the game, and they all want to be able to teach, motivate, and inspire the guys as they come in, whether or not it's a rookie in his first year, or if it's a 7-8 year vet, or somebody who's been Pro Bowl level player like CJ. It's like this staff just wants to uplift guys. They want to influence them in a positive nature, and then they also wanted to get us back to winning level and championship level. And with their approach, I mean, every day you feel it as soon as you hit the building with the energy and passion that Robert brings, and it comes out of all the guys on staff.
If there is a player, regardless of position, that we feel can come in here and be that type of difference maker, we need to talk about it.
For over 300 of the top prospects in the country, the NFL Scouting Combine is a job interview unlike any other, where every question must be answered.
So I'm not sure how to do. I just call on someone or how to.
You see yourself as a left tackle or right tackle in the NFL?
So I definitely feel like I can play tackle on either side. I feel like I can play all 5 positions.
My physicality, I feel like my dominant nature. I just, I love running to the ball, whether that be helping a teammate up or just, finding someone I can just hit.
Let's get it. I'm a leader, you know what I'm saying? Very competitive. I love the game of football. I'm very physical. I like to get hands on receivers, and I just make sure I lead by example for my teammates.
Set! Release!
Teams that, want that kind of nasty edge. I mean, that's a great team to be a part of. I mean, teams that really like the physicality up front are, definitely a great team.
I think my greatest attributes are my instincts. I'm a very intuitive player.
I'm vicious. I'm physical. I will be on you the entire game. I play 90 like I play the first play of the game. And you guys, I mean, you look at my film and that's pretty evident.
Great defensive lineman. It just goes to show you can't listen to what.
I know it's destiny, man. At the end of the day, I came over here with one goal, and that's just to make it.
Yeah, that's something that's, being a receiver, taking a lot of pride in when I do that. I wanted to have that in my game.
And just knowing that I'm fixing to go overpower him with my physicality, my speed.
This kid has great hands on tape, you guys. Jahan Dotson.
Playing inside and outside, being able to play any wide receiver position on the field.
What would it mean to you to be the first receiver taken in the draft?
Oh, it would definitely be special, but I mean, I'm just hoping to get picked.
With the size I am, because a guy who can move is almost unguardable.
It's nothing to prove to nobody, really. I just want to prove it to myself. Like I said, I've been training for this for so long.
My personal meaning, what I can say it means is, a level of confidence. When I'm on and off the field, I make sure I got the sauce, and that just keep me going.
Great. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Sauce.
Yeah, appreciate it.
While the NFL draft looms on the horizon, the building of the roster has already begun. The countdown to the new league year is on, And the first 12 hours of the legal tampering period saw the Jets bring plenty of noise.
It's really exciting. I mean, it's obviously something that we've been planning for really since early fall when we start watching these guys. And, our pro scouting staff does a great job of really knowing the players and how they're going to fit our team. So this is kind of the culmination of all that sort of stuff. I think I've described it before as kind of like our Super Bowl. It's not the Super Bowl, but, we hope it's kind of the first step in getting to that point.
Good to be Joe Douglas as well. Judy Batista with a little bit of money to spend, and much like in Jacksonville where they want to protect Trevor Lawrence here, number 2, Douglas wants to do the same for Zach Wilson.
What positions are the safest bets? And what price ranges are the safest bets? And then you could cross-check those two lists and find out what position and what price range are the safest bets.
Yeah, I mean, it is a pretty linear relationship between you get what you pay for on average. But yeah, as in terms of the volatility there, then yeah, that's a different discussion. But on average, you get what you paid for. But yeah.
Like you said, the relationship was linear, so you're getting more value per dollar as you go up. But I think it was more volatile at the top.
Yeah.
It's everything that we think about. Every meeting that we have, every player that we talk about, every decision that we make is driven by putting together a championship caliber roster.
That's more of an outlier than the guy with the toughness and the instincts and the high level intelligence.
Those guys find a way, to contribute somehow.
The Navy SEAL skill.
What's that?
The Navy SEAL skill.
Yeah. I mean, ideally they'd be all first-round picks, but that's tough on the team. That's tough on the team.
Productivity versus trust.
Yeah.
What was that?
The Navy SEALs, they judge, when they're trying to get guys who join the pick. There's there's productivity and there's trust. And so everybody wants high productivity with high trust. That's like the elite of the elite. But they found that the high productivity with low trust is a toxic leader. They ruin locker room. They ruin the team. So in our case, it would ruin the locker room. So a Navy SEAL would much prefer medium to low productivity of high trust than high productivity and low trust. And so it's just an interesting way to look at it. And then from a team standpoint, it's really what you see more and more works in the same regard. That's Navy SEALs are the greatest organization in the world, right?
Sure.
So.
All right, Dan, who's next for guards?
Lake and Tomlinson.
Lakin.
Big body guard, really strong hands. He can displace 3-tech. He can displace the nose tackle. He's athletic enough to fit in our scheme. Like you mentioned, he's really durable. He's available.
Next up's Jordan Whitehead.
He's active. He's productive in the run game. He's tough, instinctive, and physical. He's a good communicator in the back end as well. He's also a versatile player too. He's lined up in multiple spots.
Yeah, this is an impressive player. He's smart, he's tough, and he's versatile. And he's been in a really successful scheme under a good coordinator. And what I really like is this guy's physical urgency on tape, the way he delivers a blow, the way he comes off his spot with intent.
Next to corners, DJ Reed.
He's a system fit. He can play inside, he can play outside. He brings versatility and toughness. He brings a savvy. He got good ball skills.
Jake Martin.
The kind of way we would utilize this guy coming off the edge as like a second wave rusher. I love this guy, the way he uses his hands, his technique.
What you hear about him off the field, what type of guy he is, you really see that, come out through his play temperament when you watch them both run and pass.
Murph, we get to that second wave of free agency, how bad you want him?
Oh, sign me up.
Let's talk about one of our own. Ev, where you see Braxton fitting in this free agency group?
For me, he's a really important player, both for the progress he's made in our program and the plays he's made on Sunday. I love this guy's toughness, his reliability, his approach, both inside and outside the building. and his teammates really respect him. I think in terms of his offensive role, he brings us catch and run ability. He's versatile. He's a screen target, and he has this tremendous rapport with Zach. So I'd really like to see this guy back with us, just because I think he's established himself as a useful matchup piece and also a reliable member of the team and a positive locker room guy. So really excited about what this guy's done for us. I just hope we can get him back.
It's going to be huge in year 2 of this offense, and for Zach to just have that reliable piece back and just somebody that he's familiar with.
What are the Jets going to do, Mike? What's going on? What do you think Joe Douglas is up to right now? They got a ton of cap space. They got a kid who they need to protect. What are they doing? What do you think the plan is here?
First few hours of the NFL's free agent frenzy have been a very good few hours for the New York Jets as general manager Joe Douglas quickly accomplished 2 of his top offseason priorities. One was signing a free agent guard, as he did with Tomlinson, and the other was re-signing one of his top free agents in receiver Braxton Berrios.
You know, we do a ton of research on these guys. We follow them obviously from when they came out in college. We stay up to date with them and research them and find out what we can during their entire pro career. And, you know, really finding out about the person is just as important as the evaluation on tape. All right, Dan, who's the next tight end?
CJ Uzoma.
I had CJ, excellent size and length at tight end. He's got good long speed, good hands as well.
Just watching this guy make plays, improving with Burrow.
Anything we've been able to find out about this guy from a leadership or culture standpoint?
Guys like him in that locker room. I know that Carl played with him in the pros and college, and he had good things to say about him as well.
Tight end CJ Uzoma is on the move. Friend of the show, of course, headed to the Jets.
The Jets brought in 3 different players that I think are cornerstone guys that they exactly were what they wanted to pinpoint and did so at the right price.
All right, Dan, who's next for tight ends?
Tyler Conklin.
Good, solid player, smart, instinctive, got some quickness to him, good hands. He was really productive in Minnesota.
Really like his catch radius and ability to adjust, catch the ball outside the frame.
Exciting type of, pass catcher coming off his most productive season.
Some nasty and some toughness as a blocker as well.
Nick, you think we'd be able to get 2 tight ends?
They're gonna have a market, but we could fit both in.
The tight end position, really across the league, but more specifically within this offense, is having one guy. But if we were able to somehow get 2 guys, this offense really thrives, and with that guy to be able to rely on.
But I'm telling you, there is a plan in place, and Joe Douglas is really being deliberate in who he is bringing in and how much they are paying and what types of people. Culture, culture, culture.
We feel like we've added guys that have been on teams that have won, that know what it looks like and can improve, kind of the experience in winning close games and continuing to move this culture to what we want it to look like moving forward.
After an active start to free agency, the first player to pull up to one Jets drive was a familiar one.
How we doing? How we doing? Man, it's great to be back. Oh, let's go, huh? Braxton Berrios, Flight 2022.
Braxton's one of our best players, and we want the ball in his hands.
So many different ways that you could get Braxton Berrios the ball.
All-pro kick returner, nice weapon for Wilson. You're a Jet.
Kickoff end over end. Berrios gets it just inside the end zone. He's got some steam. He's got a hole past the 30. He is off to the races. Braxton Berrios. Nobody in front of him. Berrios is going to score.
Thanks
everything started picking up. And to leave off on that note and knowing that I can pick up right exactly where I left off is it's encouraging, it's exciting. Honestly, I'm ready to play now.
Mike White out of pressure, and it was caught for the touchdown, they signal, by Berrios.
And it's all about the next step. I think in the course of my career, from when I was little and up until now, each year I've gotten better, and I don't plan on stopping that anytime soon.
Turns upfield, reaches the ball out, touchdown! Braxton Berrios catches the front right pylon.
Braxton Berrios on the return. Berrios across midfield. Berrios inside the 20 and tackled there.
You talk about a sprinter speed.
There is the Carter snap, and then he flips to Braxton Berrios in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets!
Obviously, there's a sense of loyalty there and trust, and I didn't want to leave, to be honest. Again, I kept echoing it. I'm gonna do all I could, and luckily, so did they, and we met, and we figured this was the right fit, and I'm thrilled. I'm speechless. Hey, buddy.
How you doing, bro? Feeling good?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, dude.
You ready to play together again? He works like nobody I've ever seen. I mean, he loves this game, and not just what comes with it. He loves this game, and he wants the best for us. He wants the best for himself, and he wants to win. He's a true competitor, and I absolutely love that about him. I just called you to say I'm excited, and just throw me the ball some this year. If that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. I'll call you soon.
All right, dude.
All right, babe. Let's do it.
Look at this guy. Hey, that's a little bit. You went down special teams first, get a little contract. Relax. How you doing, man?
My chemistry here with the team, this coaching staff, the comfortability, and the offense as a whole is exciting.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Good deal, dog.
Thank you, bro.
No, you earned it, man.
Excited.
You earned it. It was. I told you yesterday it was a no-brainer. So you got what you deserved, man. You earned it, and you took your game those last 6 weeks to a whole other level.
Excited, man.
We're good. Got a few more pieces. Yeah, I told you in January we're not done.
No, we're not. Complete 180, I think, is the easiest way to say it. Last year we got incredible guys in the building, and from what I've seen so far, we're bringing a lot more of them. And you need the right leaders, you need the right people to change your culture, and that's what we're doing here. I'm excited. Obviously, I don't know everything that's going on behind the scenes, but I have absolute full confidence in this staff and this Joe Douglas and his team to do whatever they need to do and be able to pull it off. To wear a name or a city or I guess a state like New York across your chest, it means a lot, and you're carrying a lot, and you want to do right by all of them.
On the next episode of Flight 2022.
I believe in their mission, 100%, faithfully. Those two men will lead this place to be something great, for sure.
That's how you get the young guys to see the vision and to see the plan and act it out.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go, man. Getting hyped up talking about it right now. Let's go, baby.
It's funny. I was talking to a general manager last night, talking about teams that can make moves for certain big-name players.
We have breaking news. Adam Schefter just reporting that Tyreek Hill is going to the Miami Dolphins, not the New York Jets.
One would be the Jets.
I don't think you can force yourself to go outside of your plan just because of circumstances that you can't control of teams around you.
You guys gonna take care of mommy while I'm gone?
To know that you can truly make an impact on your team as a road scout. You hit 2, 3, 4 picks that are bona fide long-term starters, you can change your team.